All right. So, this is going to be Lego Batman on the DS, the first time it's ever been in a marathon. Uh, I'm back from earlier in the week. My name is Lasertrap, and I have a different guest with me this time.
Hi, I'm Shemcat. I've spent a lot of time trying to beat this game fast, from doing runs to optimizing strats and movement.
And just going to let you know, Justin, I can still hear you, bud. But I think hopefully we're ready to go. So, well, I'll give you a countdown because this is a free play category and time starts when you gain control. But I might not be able to start time on this first attempt because I do not want to get Mad Hatter in my party for this first level. So let's have a look. Okay, good. And five, four, three, two, one, go. So this is Batman, and in free play, there are a lot of interesting skips, but most of all, clips. There is a very, very wide variety of clips. Now, I want to say that you can glide across this gap here, but this game lags a lot when you or your partner is switching character. And if you glide across that gap, your partner won't know what to do, and they will just constantly switch character and lag the game to no end. So that's why you don't want to glide across that gap.
Yeah, it saves about 5 seconds, I believe, to build it and then just grapple over, which is pretty significant given you spend what, like 3 or so seconds building it.
Yeah. Um, so the category that we're playing is free play, all levels. Uh, it should be more like all chapters, really, because we're not even playing six of the levels, since just like in Star Wars, you can't do the vehicle levels in free play. So we'll be doing 24 levels today, and hopefully it'll be a good experience. The one we're starting out in is, I think, the longest in the run.
Yeah, I think so.
And yeah, the ladders are something we'll see a lot in this game, so I like to double jump onto them. I'm opting not to
Yeah,
clip
it's
there, but you can. Now in this room, I held up and I went left. Batman likes to do that a lot. In this room, we are going to see our first clip. I'm going to go through this travel
yes.
chute, and Sham, would you like to explain it?
Yeah, so the detonators are used for basically every single clip in, or like the vast majority of clips in this game. So you just place it down and jump in between that and the door, and it will just push you through because, yep, video game.
Now, you probably can do
It's
that
a
with
it's
Hatter with the new setups we have, but it's much more consistent without Hatter. Since Hatter has a slightly different hitbox when he is placing a bomb.
Yes, I believe that's because he's got short legs, like the Penguin does, for example, which just makes him slightly different to all the other characters, like Two-Face or Scarecrow, for example.
Yep, and here I'm going to try and do a little event cutscene skip. I got that. Okay. Although I completely forgot about the other one. I got one but not the other. So I I only recently found out that you can skip the little cutscene where Two-Face and the Riddler go up an elevator. But you're also meant to be able to get that suit swapper during the event cutscene where it shows you that you can go up the magnet ladder.
Yeah, there's just a tiny bit of time where you can move between after having finished building it and the event cutscene starts. So if we fall down as Robin or Nightwing, we can just get the magnet suit quickly.
I don't like my distance on that. So this door is a little different again because I can't go right up next to it. I have to stand a little bit back from it. And I personally like to use a pause buffer setup when placing bombs without Mad Hatter. But in most of the levels, I will be selecting Mad Hatter to help me with the clips because it's so much more consistent and you usually go through first try. So this is a really, really big point of RNG, and right now I've got a very slow pattern. Let's see, is he going to run to the right or is he going to go back to the middle? Okay,
Ooh.
he ran to the right, but this isn't setting it up for a very good remainder of the fight because the things that drop on him always start on the right side, and he's going far left. That's, yeah.
Oh no. Or has
So,
this been like the worst possible RNG so far?
not quite. Like, at least he's ran back to the right both times. But again, I'm not going to have a good third pattern. It's kind of ridiculous,
Yeah.
the difference between the slowest and the fastest pattern being about 40 seconds. And again, just going all the way to the left. So this is really not far off the slowest possible time.
Yeah, this is about the only major bit of RNG in the run.
Yeah.
So luckily we don't have to deal with this all too much, but there are lots of like smaller bits, like mostly due to the character selection we get.
And yeah, so there are 8 characters in your party in a free play level, kind of randomly assigned as long as you have one to go with each of the abilities that you can get in this game. We'll probably talk a little bit about that later, but right now let's talk about boss fights. So in hero mode, which we're doing at the beginning of this run, every level that we're playing ends with a boss fight. And it's pretty important to get a character that has like a weapon that you can slash, which is why I like to use Penguin's umbrella. There are plenty of other examples that I can use, but when I'm picking Mad Hatter for fast clips, you kind of have to know which character has what ability. So I'm going to be keeping an eye out for that in every level that I enter. I think I'm missing this cycle here. I was just a little bit too slow. But you can catch this cycle early.
Yeah, it's pretty rare to not get a character with a weapon, given there's a 50% chance of either getting Nightwing or his like non-suited counterpart. I can't remember his name. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, you
so
have to get Robin in
have
every level.
Yeah, since they're the only character with magnet abilities.
Yep. And also, like,
so
sometimes Robin's the only character that can use a travel chute.
Yeah, that as well. Or sometimes the only hero character.
Yeah, that's true. So character swaps off these switches in this game, they're much more, much less forgiving in this game. You can't go immediately. You have to sort of wait until they're like halfway down, I would say.
Yeah, so there are some pretty precise like bits of timing you have to do with it,
Yeah.
which I would personally say is more interesting than Star Wars, but it can be kind of frustrating at times.
It can be, particularly in this level's villain version. But right now we're in Hero, and I have in fact picked Mad Hatter. Now, first off, I'm doing a jump up to that bush. You can just land on the side. There we go. I always get that second try. Red and black objects are meant to be broken with these demolition canisters, which we'll just call bombs for short because it's much easier. Oh. Yeah. Got my inputs confused on those character swaps.
Yeah, the lag generated from character swaps can definitely throw you off sometimes with these levers.
For sure. Now I can't even get around that fence. So here's where we're going to see Mad Hatter with his clip. He always walks further back from the doors when he clips. I gotta take care of this gun first. So I do a bit of a wiggle diagonally, and then that places the bomb close enough to the door where when I jump between the bomb and the door, I can clip through instantly. Now, a lot of other skips in the free play run are glide skips. This second one here is kind of precise, but I made it first try.
Yeah, this level has got quite a lot of the glide skips in it.
Yeah,
it's probably the main area of difficulty.
We actually used to have a floor drop in this level, but we no longer do thanks to the ability to clip through this door. Just like that.
Yeah, bomb clips are completely overpowered in this run. It's basically the main form of like anything we do.
Yeah, I would say that this is a pretty chill speedrun. I do like it a lot. Although it is very hard for me to defend this game casually, because in my opinion, the level design is just not good. This is the Poison Ivy boss fight. You don't actually directly fight her, but you need to activate a bunch of things around the level so that, I don't know, you can pull these 2 switches at the end to give her an electric shock.
Yes.
I'm gonna build this now.
Yeah, usually we wait for the canister to just explode on itself, but
I'm doing things
there, I
ever
guess
so slightly out of order. But no,
yeah.
the trouble with these switches is that you do want your partner to help you out, but if they're like so far away, which they like to stay, then you can miss the timing on both. So that's why I've been sort of character swapping to make sure that both of the characters can get to this. Oh, I need to push the block. That's okay. And then once we both pull these, there we go. She gets shocked. Sometimes she actually doesn't even have that animation where she's flailing around like that, and it's quite funny. Alright, so the middle level of every chapter is a vehicle level, so we're not playing it.
Yeah,
But
just
in this
some
level,
form of chase.
yes. In this level, I am not picking Mad Hasher as my bomb character because there's a very different clip. It's still a bomb clip through the door, but it works differently because there's like a barrier behind there, I think. So
Yeah, it's a weird door. This clip was discovered pretty recently.
yeah. Let's see. No, that's not gonna work, is it? Yeah. Let's see.
So what he's trying to do there is when he's placing a bomb, he's trying to jump over it and use an attack with the robbing character, which is the only way you can get over that. Or some other characters' jumping attacks can as well, but Robin is the most consistent. And then we have to be bullet boosted by one of the freeze goons, like just into the loading zone. It can be pretty precise. There's a setup that doesn't actually use the bullet boost, but it is much harder. So
Well, it's definitely not marathon safe, I can tell you that.
yeah.
So, Riddler shouldn't be able to pass through this frozen gas, but it's free play, so there are extras I'm able to take advantage of, one of which is invincibility. Also, enemies in this game don't usually die in one hit, but there is an extra called one shot.
Yeah, but for the most part, we just
touchscreen.
yeah,
Dude.
for the most part, we're just skipping over the enemies, since they're usually slower to fight. But there are a few sections where killing them is required.
Here we have the ice cream room where you're meant to deactivate all of these switches. It gave me Alfred as my glider, so this could be interesting. But this is another very recent discovery by a new member of the community, Alexu. Alexu? I tried. It's more like Alexo, I think. Let's see how this goes. No, that's too far out.
Yeah, as you can see, the
okay.
the hitbox of the death barrier extends like quite a bit out.
Also, I wasn't being slow to change character there. The game literally was not letting me, and that does happen at sometimes. The game just denies your character swap.
Yeah, it's a very precise glide. Definitely one of the hardest in the game. But it does save like a very significant amount of time, which is why it's worth going for, you know?
And then Freeze is a very finicky boss fight as well.
Yeah, this fight...
You can take this one.
Yeah, in true Ice Cream Factory fashion, we have to do a lot of precise glides, and the first example of this run of a grapple clip. So if you're facing away from like one of those grapple pads, and jump up and get as much height as you can and then press back, you can just about like clip into it and just about get up there.
I'm gonna take this way around.
Yeah, that's fair enough. These are some of the hardest in the game.
No, if I can even get around there in the first place.
Yeah, so some finicky glides as well can be used to get around to these demolition things to just knock Freeze off, I guess.
Yeah, and then we're gonna take advantage of a funny wall hitbox here, where I'm gonna jump around there, and then use Two-Face here, and bomb the pipe that Freeze is standing on through the wall, and then take care of Freeze that way. Pretty shaky chapter 1 in hero mode, but that's okay. We've got one final level. And actually it features our first ceiling clip. So...
Yeah, technically the first level of the game, Gotham Streets, very common for ILs. And it has a decent amount of speed tech as well. I don't think it's too bad.
Yeah, so do you want to explain the Batman clip coming up?
Yeah, so Batman's uppercut is like a... It sends him very high. So we can use that in a variety of places to just launch ourselves through the ceilings if we need to. They were more common before bomb clips were discovered, but they still have a few occasional uses.
Let's see. Oh, I have Crane as my bomb character. I don't like that. Because Crane is put in the slot where the character is immune to the toxins and also the frozen gas. But Crane and Scarecrow can also use bombs. But here I carry a blue brick, and I just jump up like that, and that skips a lot. I need Moth. And then I'm going to do a lot of gliding around here to skip a pretty large portion of the level. And finish off this section with a bomb clip. Oh, that was a weird angle. I need to be further left.
Yeah, this door in particular can give some pretty awkward angles, as well as the AI partner. It can often, like, shake you off by just swapping a load because it gets confused sometimes.
Yeah. So the blue bricks are something that get used a lot in this run, or in this game, sorry. But in this run, there are 0 times when we actually have to get bricks into the machine. And I don't have any characters with weapons, so we'll
that's
play
a shame.
this one. Clayface
I'd probably
is like...
go Catwoman because I'd probably go Catwoman there because her attacks are pretty quick. But yeah, this is like a rare chance of like not getting the right characters. Like this loadout is pretty unfortunate.
I would say Clayface is like one of the worst bosses to not have a weapon for too.
Yeah, Clayface is pretty awkward. But it is a pretty simple boss. Just hit him a few times, 2 sets of goons will come down, and then you gotta just hit him some more, you know? And then the final hit is just build some things and pull a lever.
Yeah. We have to give Clayface a very thorough wash.
Yeah, and Clayface also one of the, fun fact, one of the 2 characters, or one of the 2 villains in this game that doesn't have an official LEGO minifigure to go alongside it. Alongside Hatter. But
okay,
I guess I can
good
see
for
why.
the short load, right? Because I finished as Batman and
yes,
Catwoman.
Because yeah, having Catwoman is good. So we want to finish like a final level of each story as not as 2 heroes, since that'll put us right in the middle of the Batcave. Because the game doesn't want us to be in that.
Hazard. Yeah, never mind. It's okay.
You want to be in that main section. The game wants us to be in that main section as only Batman or Robin, which is a bit of a pain sometimes.
Yeah. So now we're going into chapter 2. The storyline all about the Penguin, I guess.
Yeah, he like wants to gain all the power with his penguin bots or something. That's what I seem to remember from it.
Yeah, something like that. It's worth noting that this is not based on any film or anything. And also the cutscenes in story mode, they learned their lesson from Star Wars and literally made a slideshow. At least that's what I like to think. I think their way of spinning it was, it's more like the comics that way.
Yeah, that's nicer to imagine, you know?
So you're meant to go in and do a whole bunch, like, when this crate drops, you're meant to go back through a gate and do like a minute of extra stuff. As it turns out, we can just run up to this crate and jump in the corner like that and keep running and go to the next room. I think that was found by Owen the Legendary.
Yeah, he's discovered quite a lot for this game, and
Yeah. Very, what's the word?
like influential.
Yeah, pretty influential. He's done a lot with ILs mostly, but has a time in any percent, I think.
Yeah, used to have record in that category.
Oh, my partner was too far away. I wanted to swap to him.
Ah, yeah, you can abuse like swapping and stuff quite well in this game.
Yes, actually,
Since
that's different to Star Wars, since if you're facing away from your partner, you can't swap to them. But in this game, if they're like on screen, you can swap to them.
yeah, pretty much.
So, the boss of this level is Bane, and he's going to appear right now and start pushing this crate towards us.
Yeah, it's a really tight section of movement.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty difficult.
Yep. Whew,
There's
really
there's
glad I
no
made
way you
it.
can get away. Oh wow, first try.
And then he's going to throw stuff at us, and I might die. But make sure you're drinking water, guys. Oh, look, it's me. Drink water. Sorry, Justin.
Yeah, since we have invincibility here, we can just tank all of its hits. So it's basically a glorified auto scroller for about a minute or so on this level.
Yep, and then
Although
this one's really
we
funny.
do see our AO partner die a few times.
This one's really funny because you can just build that ladder, and like with fast build, Bane doesn't even have time to push it past the ladder there. That great. Oh,
Yeah.
I missed the edge. I want to just slam into that for fun, but that's okay. So the Bane fight is a little bit different. Now, in case you don't read Italian, well, first off, we should mention this game is not faster in Italian. We just use languages for fun.
Yeah,
But-
I like to play in German,
Yes.
for example.
Bane is immune to regular attacks, so you have to find a different way to damage him.
Yes, and that involves just baiting him and having him slam into various objects around the docks.
Yes, and here I'm going for a bit of a animation skip. I want to go through this travel chute during that event cutscene just like that, because that does save me a couple seconds. And then drop a box on his head. Next we're going over here. Gotta wait a few seconds for Bane to be ready to charge.
Yeah, this is probably one of the least interesting fights in the run. It's not too bad casually ammo, but speedrun wise, it's nothing too special.
Yeah. Well, I do think the animation skip is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's one good thing about it.
Yeah, at least it actually has a way to speed it up. This level is definitely the first level in the run that I feel like it went well.
And then yeah, just gotta hit him a few more times. Pull that lever,
Ooh.
knocks a load of gas in his face.
So I got a glitched bottom screen, which is fun. And I'm going actually through this travel chute now, just so I can set up for this final animation skip when I need Bane to get caught under the cage. Although, having other characters there is going to be a bit of a problem. Let's see. Will I get stuck in the wall? Nope. Maybe? Good. Yep, got through. Nice.
Nice.
Very clean level.
Yeah, that was pretty solid.
So
now on
Rooftops.
to yes. Is this the only level that doesn't utilize the bomb club?
Actually, this level and its villain mode, we don't use bomb clips.
Yeah.
But I think they are the only two in the run. It's very important, by the way, to get this magnet suit right at the beginning. I used to lose runs to forgetting that.
Yeah, we don't need it immediately, but about halfway through, there's a one magnet ladder.
Yep.
So it can be pretty easy to forget, especially if you do villain hunt, which is another category, which we don't need that suit for since we end it early.
Yeah, Villain Hunt is a mini game in this game that's essentially you play through 10 of the selected levels from the game, and you find villains in them. And it's actually quite a fun category because you skip the boring parts of those selected levels.
Yeah, it's pretty quick as well.
It's the most popular one we have, actually, with a whopping 4 runners. So yeah, there's a lot of glides in this level, as I'm sure you've already seen. This level is probably one of the worst levels casually for just do one thing with one character, which you step on buttons to activate more switches so that you can go through a travel chute to get up slightly higher, and then you can build a grapple pad so that Batman can get across. There's something about the casual design that I feel like, well, I just have to question what they were thinking. But hey, in speedrunning it's fun.
We can actually cross that gap without making the bridge fall down. However, the loading zone isn't actually there until we do that.
Yes, good point.
Which is quite silly given the amount of other places we can do that, and that being the only one where it matters. But oh well, it's not too slow to build that.
No, and here is our one point where we need the magnet suit.
Yeah,
I always found
really
it kind of silly how there were no characters that didn't like automatically come with the ability to use those, but here we
Yeah,
are.
I believe in the console version, Mr. Freeze can. I might be wrong about that.
See, I feel like he should have had that ability in this version.
Yeah, but oh well.
I've never actually played the console version, so I can't make comparisons in this run.
At least it always guarantees us having Robin, which isn't too bad.
I wanted to try
really
and shoot that container with a batarang, but it didn't work because sometimes the hitbox decides no.
Yeah, this game can be kind of janky sometimes. I really wish for a day where we don't have to use any of these magnet ladders. I believe there's only 2 we have to use in the run now.
Yeah, I think we already did both of them, right?
Yeah. So the other example that or where you can just skip over, and it kind of messes with the cutscene.
Okay. So, do you want to talk about Catwoman?
Yeah, Catwoman just periodically jumps around these 3 things, and you have to just dispose of these goons and then pull the lever to hit Catwoman to knock her down and deal a few hits of damage. So it's a pretty simple fight.
Yeah, since there are no door clips, I picked Penguin to guarantee that. Ah, she jumped. I didn't think that was going to happen.
That's the main issue with this fight, is that if she jumps away, it can be very slow, especially if you have no time. Since it's very hard to back it up
quickly. I really thought that one would be good. I'll go for this one as well. Why not? Yeah, that's fine. Not our fastest hero segment, but it's okay. I have the record in the hero side of this run. Shem has the record in the villain side of the run. Although so far I'm the only player to do a free play all chapters run.
I gotta do it at some point. I'm just hoping that my phone has enough to charge or storage, because yeah, finding DS capture cards is kind of difficult.
Yeah, actually that clip there at the beginning of this level is one of the biggest skips in the entire run, because you skip 2 rooms of the hero version.
Yes, you're never actually intended to open that room in that door rather in story mode. It's a villain exclusive thing because some rooms are shared between both stories.
Yeah, so that way we can just skip right to the end of this level.
Yeah, most of the time if you go through a villain exclusive door in hero mode and vice versa, the game just crashes, but since this room is also shared, we can just go straight in, and it saves like a minute and a half or something.
Yeah, Killer Croc is a pretty basic boss. You just hit him a few times, then he uses his super strength ability to open the wall and break the goons out of jail.
Yeah, this fight is fairly similar to Clayface in that it's just deal a few hits, fight some goons, etc.
Although, thankfully much quicker paced. Probably the shortest level in hero mode, huh?
Yeah, I believe so.
Thanks to that.
And it's It's a pretty quick one in villain mode as well.
Yeah.
As you will see.
And now on to Arctic World. This one's a little tricky, actually, but it's got some really cool tricks.
Yeah, I
I
think
want to
this
be
level
Hatter
has some
again.
pretty nice movement.
At this point, like until the end of the Heroes segment, I'll be picking Hatter for every single level.
Yeah, I personally prefer to pick Penguin just for consistency in the boss fights, but
Yeah,
making sure you get consistent bomb clips as well is very important.
I do like how
Making sure you
it's
can.
kind of individual choice, really, for some of the levels. There's no set in stone character.
Yeah, there's only like very few,
Oh, I
which
don't need
are
to
the
do
ones
that.
like.
I went for the villain skip.
There's
We'll
only like
we'll
the
see that later.
levels like Gotham Streets where we use Batman. Is the ones where it's like required, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, those glides skip some pretty precise, like, or not precise, pretty slow, just tight rope sections, which I believe we skip for the most part in this round, since
Yeah.
most can just be skipped by gliding,
A
you
lot
know.
of them we just glide over, exactly. And then this is a really funny skip, which saves a lot of time. You can just glide into the loading zone to get to the boss room.
Yeah, you're supposed to just build a load of things and just create some platform that slowly moves into it, but
Yeah.
by the power of glide characters.
The music cut out also, which is fun. But Catwoman is a
We'll
really
see.
well, Catwoman 2. You instead
Yeah,
of
we
two
never
fights,
actually fight the Penguin
yeah.
in this game. We just fight Catwoman again, and I assume Penguin.
But
I
this
don't
is
know,
a
goes
really
down
cool
with her.
boss because you actually like. This is the one time where you can basically skip fighting the boss because Catwoman can just push you through these force fields. She's busy fighting my partner right now, and I need her over here. Thank you. And once I get through to the other side, I build this button, lay a bomb to explode that thing, and then as it's exploding, I step on the button to basically get 2 animations in one. And then with that in mind, oh, okay, I don't know why that happens, but sometimes you can hit both of those targets with just one Batarang shot. And then from here, you just have to get pretty lucky and hope that you can pull this without her distracting you.
Yeah, the trouble with skipping the boss is that the boss is still there.
Yeah. Come over here.
Usually, there's meant to be no goons, no
There we
Catwoman.
go.
You just grab the diamond.
So that's that level done. We stopped them from stealing a diamond. And again, I'm Batman and Robin back in the Batcave because I did not finish as 2 heroes. So we get a short load through this. Final hero chapter. We are going into the chemical factory. I've always thought, well, this chapter is sort of very loosely based on Batman 1989, the film, but they just added a lot of extra villains. Starting off with an extra clip through there. And I would like to avoid a crash here, which seems to be more easily avoided if I defeat those 2 goons. Just take a little bit of time to do that.
And so this room is in 2 parts, where we have to open or have a thing that makes 2 buttons come down, and one that brings the bridge. But because of clips, we only have to do the first half, which just summons the bridge down, which is a pretty nice time save.
For sure.
Considered.
We've got another blue brick jump in the next room as well, where we just take advantage of the blue bricks and gain a bit of extra height. First I'm going to build this block, and we will not have to push the block. And we'll get the blue brick from inside there and place it on the edge of the block. And then just jump up there. It's slightly far to the left, but I should be able to get it. Yep, no problem. Well, I mean second try, but still. It's not too difficult of a jump.
I really like these blue brick jumps because it's just some very creative ways of getting height and exploiting the level design here. I think they're some of the most like interesting skips as a runner because they're a lot less common than just regular old bomb clips.
Yeah. And actually, well, they're not even glitches, technically.
Yeah, just exploits. But
This
let's not get
is...
into the...
this is Press A, the boss fight. So there are these mind-controlled policemen. That's what they're meant to be. And if you hit them with batarangs, then you'll gain their trust back, and then they'll help you out to hit the targets, and then I guess Mad Hatter gets covered in toxic gas.
Lovely.
Well, not gas, but
Yeah,
goop. No, not
yeah, very
Catwoman.
simple boss fight.
This is a fairground, and in hero mode it is one of the longest levels. Like, it is almost 6 minutes. But in villain mode it's actually sub 1 minute. So definitely the biggest difference between hero and villain in the entire game.
Mhm.
I'm gonna run to the right of the room and then pull this out. This is normally used for like a collectible, but I'll use that to jump up to this button, and then I can pull these switches and Crane will get in my way. Thankfully I don't need to use Crane because I already selected Hatter. Now I just need him to follow me so that we can get on the Swan. And once again, well, this is just a cutscene room, so we have time for a few hydrations. I was a bit slow putting my bottle down, so delayed reaction to the end of the cutscene. Jump up there, and okay, I was holding down and I fell off the ledge still. Cool.
Nice collision.
This is so I skipped a bit of a cutscene with Harley, and now from the top of these umbrellas, I can shoot the batarang targets that I should be going much closer to her for. Well, I should be going up to the platform where she's standing, but instead I don't have to, and we can skip a bunch of stuff in that room. So Harley pretends to pull a switch, but she never actually does, and then the lasers activate. I keep hitting the wrong character on the touchscreen. It also seems like the music is confused.
Oh no.
And I also have
this
the logo on the bottom screen. It's fixed now.
Yeah, this level is fairly... This room, rather, is fairly slow. There's a lot of, like, event cutscenes and a pretty awkward cycle that we can pretty oftentimes not get on.
Ugh. I probably missed it just with that. But yeah, this room is like 2 minutes, and then the boss fight is also like 2 minutes, so it's a bit of a drag.
Yeah, I definitely prefer the villain categories, just due to it's a lot quicker to get through.
Yeah. Maybe we'll find more skips someday. Oh, I didn't even make that cycle. That's how slow we were.
Oh no.
Maybe we'll eventually find an infinite height thing. Oh, actually, with the precise glides I've been talking about, I should mention, I don't really know an awful lot about the PC version at all. I've never played it. But I am aware that there is an extended gliding trick, and that trick does not work in this game. So now we've finally done that. And you're meant to bomb through this door to break it, but save a few frames by clipping like that. This boss fight is also a bit of a drag.
Yeah, there are some very slight time saves you can get in that room, like doing a grapple clip, for example. But for the most part, it's mostly done as intended, pretty much.
We still have comp music for the boss fight. This feels wrong. I don't think I've had that in this level before. Very well made game.
Yeah, in these DS games, the music can get very confused. I know it can happen with Star Wars a lot as well.
One good thing is that we're much less likely to crash. Because
Yeah.
the ones there are consistent crashes, like we know why they happen, more or less. I guess the one in Chemical Factory, we don't know why it happens, but we know how to prevent it.
Yeah, this boss is fairly auto-scroll, where we just have to wait for those like batarang panels to become like hittable before we can just dispatch of these guys, and then eventually we'll get onto fighting Harley, which does actually have a pretty important thing we have to do in it. But
Yeah,
we'll
I'm gonna
get onto
hope
that
for a
when we get
one
there.
cycle on Harley. Or I call it a one
Yeah.
cycle. It's not really a cycle, but that's just the name I've given it.
Yeah, sounds cooler.
Essentially what is going to happen, like right after this, is the Joker will jump in the roller coaster car and then start going around the track again. And then Harley's going to jump down to this part of the track, and I want to defeat her before the Joker comes by in the roller coaster. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, okay, got it. The last one was being slow, but I got it. Onwards to Art Gallery. We've got a pretty tricky glide at the beginning.
Oh, nice, you got Penguin.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, another vehicle level skipped. That time, Batwing chase.
Yes. No, don't punch. Oh, I wanted to use my gun on this box, but for some reason, Mad Hatter is just convinced that he's not interested. So this glide
Yeah, the game sometimes tries to
harder than it looks, but I got through it.
Yeah, there's a pretty big invisible wall there, which tries to prevent us from getting around.
There's about 1,000 invisible walls there.
But somehow there's still not enough.
It tried to
It
stop
can definitely
us.
Yeah, it can definitely be a kind of scary thing at the end of the hero run, at least.
I don't think I need to stand on this fence, but I like to anyway, and that's why. Because maybe you do need to stand on the fence. But I felt like I got cheated out of it there.
I always make sure to get on there, just for the little extra height. Since falling down is pretty punishing.
Yeah. But the fence is just really annoying to land on sometimes.
Yeah, some areas of the collision in this game, particularly for like thin fences, can be very, very strange. Like sometimes you just can't stand on them, sometimes you just clip straight through, and yeah, it never works out in our favor for the most part.
Yeah, some of the early skips we had in this game involves like janky fence collision, where we would kind of use them to clip inside the walls, which were found by Jinjiro. He was like an early helper with me running this game. Never did any runs himself, but found a few glitches and stuff. Scarecrow is a interesting boss, but we got Penguin to take care of these phases. The in-between phases are very different, though. Do you want to explain what's happening?
Yeah, so we have to make sure not to kill these goons that are in the skeleton form, since that ends up making more event cutscenes play, which obviously is bad.
Oh,
but we have to do a pretty precise grapple clip, and then get up there and pull these switches to turn off or turn on the fans rather, so we can fight Scarecrow again. Usually we'll end up killing one of these goons, like in this phase, but it's not too bad.
For some reason, Scarecrow likes to target the AI player in this stage. Okay, made the grapple clip though.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably one of the more consistent grapple clips, at least for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's
But
the thing that's different about it is that it's not so far away from the wall thanks to the painting.
yeah, but the distortion in these phases can make it slightly harder.
Yeah, the grapple clips also were something that was found by Jinjairu. It used to be that he would find strats and I would perfect them. Okay, Cathedral. We need to give a shout out to Shinboy, one of the new members of the community, because I'm not going to be clipping through that door there, but he found a way to actually get through. It's very difficult, and I haven't worked it out in time for this run. But essentially, it's a double bomb clip where you need to place a bomb with player 1 and player 2. So definitely big props for finding that, although I don't use it myself yet.
Yeah, I'm still trying to work out the hang of it as well.
Yeah, we're still figuring out how to actually do it.
Yeah, this level in general has a lot of the hardest bomb clips in the game.
Yeah, they're all really
I'd say at
funky,
least.
except for the last one. We have a
Yeah.
diagonal clip, like the one diagonal bomb clip we do coming up here as well. So
Yeah, I'd say this is one of the hardest, despite being one that started the whole bomb clip revolution.
Oh, that's too far, I think. There we go. Okay. It's a little bit different of a setup because it's at an angle, and
Yeah,
you need to press inputs like at a certain time to go through that that door as well. Really, it's not going to give me that clip. This wall is also really funny about where it'll give you the option to pass through. Why isn't this working? Oh, wait, what? Fine.
what? Yeah, this is what I mean when this level is really weird clips.
Okay, yeah. And then here I'm going to place a bomb. That should be far enough, right? And then when these goons come down,
Yeah, that looks good.
the bomb just defeats them when they land at the end of the cutscene. That's more important in story mode since they take 4 hits to die and bomb is an instant kill. But I like to use it in free play as well.
Though in story mode we do have some slightly different ways of getting rid of enemies, where you can double jump attack and then bomb them, which is, I find at least, quicker.
That's
than just
probably a
regularly
better
attacking.
idea.
Yeah.
Although I don't really run story mode because it's just not enjoyable to me.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Free play is definitely the way to go with this game.
Yep. So we have one final boss fight in this run, and then it's going to be the end of the hero mode time. I'm going to ask Shem to tell me what my hero time is, but keep the timer running because the run is far from over. Since we're doing all chapters or all levels today. Can you hit the target, please?
This final fight is pretty simple. Just hit him a few times, hit some like batarang panels, and then pull some levers. Have to do it exactly in that order because if you try and pull the levers early, they'll just zap you away.
Yeah.
But it is still a decently fast-paced boss fight, which is pretty nice to end on for.
Yeah, this level used to be really
category.
I can't swap. This level used to be really anticlimactic, but now it's kind of decent with the clips and stuff. So just keep an eye on the timer, Shem.
Yeah. It's looking to be a 48 4x.
That's the end of the hero run. 4x isn't
Yeah, it was
bad.
somewhere between 48 39 and 48 40. somewhere around there. Beats my time at least.
Yeah. I have a 47:24. So now we're going into the asylum. Oh, can you keep an eye on when the villain run starts too? Just so we can
Do I,
time.
do I, yeah. Uh, don't know if I'll be good enough to do the maths to work out what the final time is
That's
afterwards,
okay.
but
4, 3, 2, 1, go. Although, not that that would line up with your stream, Shem.
yeah, it looked to be like a 49:20
Okay,
around there.
we'll go with that. That sounds about right. 40 seconds in between hero and villain. So right off the bat, you take advantage of containers to jump up there early, and then you can skip using the breaking the big dollar sign. Then you jump over the lasers so you don't get activated. Clip through this little gate. Your partner somehow goes through the door, which sets off an alarm if you go through it. That doesn't make any sense. And I'd like to give a shout out to Sean Salami. Hasn't done any runs of this game yet, but has found a way to clip through the bank door here, and we think it's emulator only. So there's a couple of skips that are emulator only, involving some skips where you go to like a villain room in a hero side of the level, which on console crashes the game, but on emulator it does not. So that kind of upsets me a bit. Place a bomb close enough to that canister, or that, what's the word, container, I guess, so that the security
Yeah,
camera blows up and doesn't see you.
Yeah, it's kind of precise since if you go too close to it, the camera ends up seeing you, which is, and puts up like a laser beam stopping you from going past.
Would you call it a laser trap?
You may call it a laser trap.
Hey, I'm in this game. Oh, I don't want to be freeze. Again, my touchscreen is not cooperating. It's also kind of hard when I'm focused on I'm focused on the top screen and trying not to look down.
Actually, this is is this the only blue brick machine we make?
Oh yeah, you do have to do a blue brick machine. I forgot about this one. We'll call him Jeffrey.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no clip in it into the loading zone at the end. I'm sure the loading zone for it is still there, but we just can't clip through those kinds of doors.
Yeah, so I
But
lied.
it's not it's not too slow, but I think they give some pretty interesting like movement.
Yeah, that was an okay 1-5 to start off. This level, though, oh boy. Are you ready for this level? No, okay, well, the touchscreen is really disagreeing with me, so I'm gonna have to exit.
This is one of the only levels where the character choice is important. This one we have to choose Batman and not Bruce Wayne, not Batman Classic, but Batman, just the generic Batman.
Yeah, and you'll see why in about a minute. So first off, I'll build this grapple pad, but then I can grapple... No, that's too far. I can grapple clip up, maybe? Amazing. There we go. Those switches are actually really hard to do the character swaps for. And I stepped on the button because I'm bad.
Oh no. We just leave our AA partner down there, since they're just slowing us down. We don't need them.
Yep. I did at least get Hatter for my clips, though.
Oh, nice.
So once we blow up this, we can just do a double jump to get up to this platform early. And then we can use Hatter to clip through this gate. I said we can use Hatter to clip through this gate. Sir?
Yes, side quiz clips are always a little awkward.
Why was that causing problems? And then jump up on the front of these pipes, because you can just about land on the front. And then the magic happens with this clip. Ta-da! I don't know why that works.
Yeah, I don't, I have no idea. I guess like some really weird hurtbox shifting.
Yeah, so the
But
uppercuts
the
with
real,
Batman are pretty broken. But for some reason with regular Batman, his uppercuts you land lower than with classic Batman or Bruce Wayne. So when I want to go up, I will and clip, I will pick classic Batman or Bruce Wayne, but not regular Batman because that will lose me time.
yeah, it's really weird that despite being like exactly the same character, that clip is exclusive for just regular Batman.
And then I don't need to bother with the clip because I heard my partner gliding over. Onwards, skipping another vehicle level.
Yeah, I believe that that Batman clip was discovered by Owen again, and it's one of the biggest time saves in Villain, I'd say.
Yeah, actually, like,
Uh,
at first I couldn't get it to work, and we had no idea why. And then Shem was like, I've actually never tried it with classic Batman, because I always picked classic Batman because it's a cooler color than regular Batman.
Yeah, and
But
I never end up picking classic Batman just because it's easier to select on the menu.
I mean, classic's in the bottom left. That might not make it. I started really early for some reason.
I don't know. But yeah, this level has some more precise gliding. It's pretty quick.
This is a very short level, yes.
And we can skip most of it just through bomb clips.
And then this cutscene takes a year. Especially in Villain Hunt when you're just waiting to get to the middle of the room so you can finish the
Yeah.
stage. But
Like
we
you
can,
literally see him during the cutscene.
yeah, you can just clip through that door and then it takes both characters with you, which is fortunate because you need both characters to actually end the level and get the massive freeze gun.
Yes.
If you're unfamiliar with Batman, we're essentially running through the same locations, but in what would be the villain story. I wanted to pick Penguin, but I got Penguin anyway. So that's useful. This level has some very odd clips as well.
Yeah, this level is some pretty interesting movement, like an entire room skip, which you'll see coming up.
Come on. Crazy pause buffer setup. That's too far. Going for the super pause buffer setup. Again, I can't get through though.
Yeah, I just like to to just do it without pausing, which does save some time, but
It does.
it
But like,
can end up hurting my consistency a little bit with these clips, especially if I'm a bit out of practice.
and then this is the glide where I feel like it's better to have Penguin for because he can very easily clear that fence. And that actually skips an entire room.
Yeah, so what the game wants us to do is go into the sewers to just climb back up again, but with a very precise glide off that security camera, we can just skip through. Also, another blue brick
we go.
machine skip here. Just clip straight into the bank like that.
Yeah, that's also a very different clip because you want to place the bomb diagonally and then use it to, like, the bank door is very thick, as you would hope, because you're meant to have great security, huh? But once you clip into the wall, you can kind of walk against the bomb and it will push you through the wall further.
Yeah, and just a very quick ending to the level to steal all the money that the bank's holding.
We're rich, chat.
Yeah, and for some reason the key to opening it is being evil, so
That's true.
not sure how that works.
I never thought about that. Gotham Docks villain is like the first level in this game where we had a skip in every single room. It's pretty cool. Although the skip in this first room we don't do anymore, thanks to having bomb clips. The rest are going to have pretty unique skips, I would say.
Yeah, this level's pretty cool. I like it.
So first off, your standard door clip. I don't have hats here, so I have to do the setup a little differently, and I was too close to the door there. Let's try again. And going into the second room,
Yeah,
we
what's
have
it?
the brown box clip. Sorry, go ahead.
And whilst it sounds like you're doing the pulling the levers blind, that's just the game doing it for you.
True. We will have to do a bomb clip blind in the penultimate level, though, which I'm kind of scared about.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the hardest clips in the run.
But we jump up here,
Not
and
just for the fact that it's blind.
when there's a tight ceiling over the blue brick machines, we can kind of just clip into the ceiling with Batman. Or, well, it's much easier with classic Batman, just like that, and then glide out of bounds to get to the end of that room. And then in this final room, you can use these containers to just jump around, get on the roof, and fall into the ending zone. Rooftops in Villain. Probably the longest villain run or level. No, I don't want Hatter. Who do I want? Oh, I need Penguin because of the dumb clip.
Yeah, Penguin.
So, yeah, to start off, you're meant to, in story mode, do a bunch of stuff to help Catwoman get over here. In villain mode, we don't need to. And then we do a grapple clip, and then a jump up with this collision. This right here, so how you can kind of walk through the doors like that, was where I originally used to joke about having door clips. Because you kind of clip into it slightly. This room takes a long time, but the things we do are in a pretty set order because it's faster. Who would have guessed?
Mm-hmm. This room in general just has a lot of cutscenes we can't skip through.
Yeah. So we'll deal with the left side first. I swap to my partner while I'm pulling that switch so that he can be down here ready to build this block. Then I push in this block. And then while another container is coming out with yet another thing to build, see what I mean about the casual design of this game? I go through the travel chute to do the right side. And hey, there's another block for me to build and push in. Then while this container's coming out of the wall, I go back over to the left side to press those buttons in that order. And then these switches are active, which you both have to pull together. Just
yeah, and then
the very convoluted design of Batman DS.
Then a really long cutscene plays. Well, it's one of the few cases where we have to fight some SWAT team members, not goons this time.
Mm-hmm. He was way over on the right. What happened there? Wait, why is my partner going through the travel chute? Not that it matters. But that's not something I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, this is another place where just being able to instantly dispose of these enemies is very helpful.
Yes.
Funnily enough.
And then coming up,
but we can
have
just
a
breeze
trick.
through these guys.
We have a trick that we lovingly call agony, which I believe Mr. Shemcat found.
Yeah, I was just playing around with this level, and I saw one of the SWAT guys just fall through. So I tried to find out how to do it myself, and that was a decision I kind of regret.
Oh boy.
Because you have to do some... Because there's just a very small section of this where we can just get through. And... yeah, we have to... The best setup for that is
Finally.
to jump and attack as the penguin. And eventually we'll get through.
Actually, the first time I did it like a bit of a floor drop, I guess, which is something we'll see in 3-4 Art Gallery Villain. But it's really, really difficult to do that in the first place. And then on a slope, like you would have to do in this level, it's not something you want to do.
Yeah, it's very precise. There are a few other ways. Like I think you can use Robin to clip in.
Yeah.
But
Also, no collision on these lasers. I'm doing a very bad job at being myself.
it's only the back half that has no collision though. So
Yes.
if we try and get in from the front, I guess the game didn't expect us to glide in a level where we have the penguin.
Yeah, you even have Penguin in story mode. But this section also takes a long time.
That one was also found by me in an attempt to find a way to get into this.
That was not what I wanted.
To get through these lasers.
So, we haven't mentioned it yet, but some characters stop to shoot, while other characters you don't have to stop. I was just being a little bit lazy by trying to shoot as Penguin there, but it does lose a bit of time. Do you want to pull that? And then, now that this whole thing is completely deactivated, we have a very long cutscene where it just zooms in on the diamond. And this is what we had to save in Arctic World at the end of Chapter 2 in Hero Mode.
Yeah, I really want to find a way to be able to clip into there just so we can skip this whole thing, but I haven't found anything yet.
I would love if you could.
Yeah.
So,
do you mind if I read a quick donation?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so we just have a $20 anonymous donation. There's no comment on it, but we still appreciate the donation for whoever sent it in. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Not much to say about this level, to be completely honest. It goes by kind of fast. You may recognize the beginning from like the hero mode side of the run that I did.
But this time we're actually meant to go inside this door.
Yes, and we're meant to go to the left side of the room until this. Nice, I actually got the double jump grab. Sometimes if you double jump and try to grab that ladder, it doesn't let you.
Yeah, sometimes you just end up bonking on the ceiling and falling down, and it's...
Yeah.
You have to do the slow climb of shame. We're meant to just use a super strength character to pull this door down, but since there's nothing on it yet, we just clip through and skip a blue brick machine again.
And then as Mad Hatter, it's actually quite convenient not only for the clips, but for this final room, because he can use travel shoots and he has a gun to shoot that target at the end. And then we
can clip into that. Yeah, we rescue Catwoman here. We can clip into her cell, but it doesn't finish the level. It just despawns Catwoman for some reason.
It despawns her?
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, this level has some of the harder glides in the run. Like, not the hardest, that would probably go to Ice Cream Factory. But starting off, it's the same room that you already saw in Hero Mode. But this time, in order to get up to this platform, we have to do a grapple clip. And then we'll glide across first to the bottom, but this time I actually do need to get up top here. And then start Firefly's glide really early, because for some reason, well, I'm not going to say for some reason, but when you start your glide at the highest point of the jump, it helps you get that little bit further in your glide.
Yeah.
Which actually does make sense. So, saying for some reason is a bit misleading. This room
is pretty long.
It takes forever.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to Villain Hunt speedruns, though, where the character is just on the other side of that door, and all you have to do to get to the character is just glide by it without even opening the door, and the level ends.
Yeah, for some reason that makes it into the loading zone. Fortunately, no way to clip into this door in just the regular story. But yeah, we have to decrease the temperature, I think, of this room to open up the door by pulling all
Well,
the levers and
yeah, I think
just
we're
make
turning the water into ice is what's happening.
yeah. Yeah, so we just have to make our way around, pull these levers, and we'll get through.
And another interesting thing that I have to keep track of in this level in particular is which of these characters will have a fall stun animation. Because it's a long way down to the bottom there, and some characters will like take a moment to like, well, there's an animation where you have to stand still with them so that they can recover from the drop, but not all characters have
Yeah.
that. And I knew that Firefly didn't have the stun. Oh, go through. This clip here, when I pull down this tightrope, it barely saves any time, but you can kind of clip up like that without using the tightrope. Then you have to wait for your partner anyway because you need 2 characters to step on this pressure plate. These buttons lie to you. You don't need both characters. And then we put on a giant penguin's head.
Obviously.
Yeah.
The natural way to end Penguin's criminal story and enter a door to finish the level.
Yep, finish with a door clip. Hooray. And that's Chapter 2 villain done. I mean, some people call it Chapter 5 because that's how it's generally referred to in PC speedruns. Instead of having like 1 hero, 2 hero, 3 hero, and then 1 villain, 2 villain, 3 villain, you just do the villain ones are 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, and something worth mentioning in the Arkham Asylum movement, since there are other characters in there, you can actually swap in some places to just move yourself a little bit more forward.
No, my brain's a little bit too fuzzy for that today.
Understandable.
I got
It's not too big of a time save.
I got my 2nd vaccine dose yesterday, so I'm a little achy. But I'm still doing this run anyway. Thankfully, I don't have to do much mashing in this run, so my arm is just fine.
Yeah. So some pretty precise movement around to get up here, and then a bomb clip to just make our way through the door.
And I think this is our final Batman clip in the run, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Can just get up there.
And then as we bomb our
with
way
his...
down into the factory, I'm gonna start this room by holding right so that I land on the computer. And then there's a really awkward clip to get up there. 2nd try is not bad. That saves like 40 to 50 seconds actually, doing that pipe clip.
Yeah, it's very helpful. And we can just double jump and bomb clip in, because that's a lot of what this game ends up being.
Yeah. Now it's time for really fun buttons.
Yes, the most interesting room in the run. There's just so much happening.
I wonder what this is supposed to even be telling as part of the story. Is Hatter setting up for his own death? Because the heroes kind of explode this machine and that ends up killing Hatter. Oops.
Yeah, I don't even know. It's like some potion to make everyone laugh or something. I think that's what Joker wants. I guess this is what
so.
we're doing here.
Yeah,
I guess
maybe.
this is it. And that involves going to an art gallery for whatever reason, but let's just not question the story, okay?
Well,
it's a
he
LEGO
goes
game.
to the art gallery to just deface all the paintings, obviously. That's actually like one of the plot lines in Batman 89. Also, this room is loud compared to the others.
Yeah, this game has a lot of like loud machinery noises.
For no reason.
Yes.
On to the shortest level in the entire run. Fairgrounds Villain.
Yeah, this level is basically just a bomb clip to win.
Yeah.
It's fairly simple. There isn't too much other than this.
Yeah, just at the beginning you have to push a block, and then the punching glove breaks the block, and inside there's 2 buttons, and then the floor
Yeah.
opens up. I mean, why would this actually exist? I'm almost surprised that the villains didn't make this contraption, but instead they have to go through it. We get to save the goons in this run, because you're meant to, like, dunk a bunch of them or something, and get blue bricks for it, but again, we don't like blue brick machines, so we'll just clip through that door. Cross this goop.
Yeah, one of the few doors we can't actually clip through here, so we have to wait for our AI partner
Yeah,
to catch up with us.
and then just to end the level, get through this door, which saves a lot of fighting. Well, I guess policemen and SWAT teams. Okay. Art Gallery is definitely on the more stressful side of the villain run.
Yeah, especially at the end as well. It's not an easy level.
Yeah. A couple of not so easy glides at the beginning. I mean, they look pretty straightforward, but it's a little bit deceiving.
Yeah, they're pretty precise.
I made it though. And then this next trick is like a drop through the floor, because the loading zone is right underneath. But I want to like very precisely walk off this edge, which like sometimes I'm pause buffering to try and get there bit by bit, but that bullet might have messed up that attempt. Oh, this is
Yeah, I find
going
it slightly
very
easier.
poorly.
Find it slightly easier to try and like in the middle of these two,
Yeah,
of the two like ceiling things.
I got through though, and then I can just use that bomb to clip me slightly into the fence, and pull that switch. I could
Yeah,
just
just
swap to
enough
my
to
partner,
where
but
we
I
can
need
grab it.
to get out at one point, so I'm going to clip back through with a slightly different clip. You just place it and then do a quick like forward and backwards motion, and it pushes you through the fence again. And then here I just swap to my partner, because Hatcher's going to get stuck in there now, but my partner can just leave the room.
Yeah, and that's also another case of the unclippable door.
Yes. I have no idea why. I mean, maybe we could do the bullet boost method, but who knows. This is a little bit scary. I'm doing a regular clip here. And
Yeah, there's actually another fence like this on the other side of this door.
I didn't make
So
it
we have
through.
to we have to precisely navigate our way around. As well as that,
I have no
the
idea
camera
where I
also
am.
like as well as that the camera also slightly changes alongside you
Finally.
to make it even more awkward. There's a small section where we can just have no change in camera, but yeah, for the most part it's pretty awkward.
Yeah. So that's just a bomb clip you have to do completely blind and like actually rely on the touchscreen input working, and like sometimes you don't know. And then I fell down for no reason. Love it. It's okay, the end of the level's right here. Boom.
Yeah, just another bomb clip to finish things off with. Oh, it's probably worth mentioning that those clips in the second room are only possible with Mad Hatter, so it's imperative that we play him there.
Yes, that's true.
But
Actually,
yeah, now we approach the final level of the run. Gotham Cathedral again uses a lot of the same rooms as the first time, but we go about it in a slightly different way.
Yeah, this one still is kind of an anticlimax. There is one skip in this room that's kind of cool, but I don't know. Well, I guess the final room as well isn't as long anymore either.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just a lot of climbing and dropping. But I just push this block slightly out and then double jump onto the front, because for some reason there's a ledge there, and then you can get up to this door early. Now this is one of the
that
doors...
saves about 30 seconds.
Yeah, this is one of the doors that Sean Salami found that you can, well, go through in hero mode. I found that out too, because you can clip through, But what Sean Salami found was that it doesn't crash on emulator, whereas it just never loads on console. So it's a little bit frustrating, because it would save time to go through the top room in hero mode. Oh, maybe not with Shinboy's new double bomb clip, but also it's a double bomb clip. And now, oops, didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, the same spiral staircase as before, but we have to fight these goons in a slightly different spot.
They're not goons, they're SWAT officers. Because this game encourages violence like that. Which is kind of surprising for LEGO, I don't know. Rated,
Yeah,
what,
it's
7?
I think so. Yeah, it's basically the same way up this time. We just build some grapple pads, build some
Nope, go up.
acrobatic things.
I was trying to shoot those containers, but Riddler's a little bit finicky. Because he has a gun and he has a cane.
Yeah, and we can skip building a lot of staircases in this level just by free play. Is good.
The other character just follows you up, which is very nice.
Yeah, and they often get confused by the steps as well.
Yep. Time is going to be coming up very
So
soon.
final run. Final run of the run.
We only have to do the left side of this room, because by doing that, a helicopter comes and drops a block. And you're meant to do 2 block pushes to activate these switches. Well, and then get up to the middle here, but I can jump off this block, just like that, and then step on this button, and then they're active. So, once both of these are pulled, we just have to wait for this cutscene to be done. And 2, 1, and time.
GG.
Probably not quite the sub 120 I was after, if I had to guess.
It looks like it was a 121 flat.
121 flat. Oh, that's acceptable.
Yeah,
Nine-
that's good.
9 minutes
So you beat
underestimate.
your estimate by a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for having me at LEGOthon twice this year. Hopefully I'll be able to participate in future ones. We've still got a fair amount of this day left. There's more Batman coming up next, actually. A very short run of LEGO Batman 3 Any%. I'm going to give a quick plug to myself as well. I'll be running this game, but just the villain side, at ESA on Wednesday the 28th. Or if you're in Europe, very early on Thursday the 29th. One person we haven't given a shout out to in this game yet is Nice Fighter, another recent addition to this community. I think they found some strats.
Yeah, the blue brick jump in 3-1 hero.
Yeah. And actually they have a pretty solid starting point for free play villain runs as well.
Yeah, and any percent record, of course.
Oh yeah. Any percent is kind of a recent category, so I forget that we even have it. There's still a lot to be done with it. But I'm all done now, so thank you once again for having me, and enjoy the rest of this event.